Good evening, Belize. It's Thursday night and you're tuned into News 5. I'm Sabrina Daly, and here's what's making headlines tonight. A mystery at sea. Police are asking for your help to identify a body found near the Bliss this afternoon. We go one-on-one with the Director General of Belize Tax Services, who's clearing the air on union concerns, including compensation for BTS employees. Plus, it's another GST-free weekend and thousands of Belizeans are hitting the stores for back-to-school deals. The DPP has released 3 men, including a police officer who were remanded for the murder of a Belize City taxi driver. One suspect remains behind bars. And in this week's Belize on Real, we bring you the inspiring story of a high school teacher who's battling kidney disease while continuing to shine in the classroom. All that and more coming up in just 60 seconds. News 5 starts now. Stay with us. Welcome back. A grim discovery this afternoon near the Bliss Institute in Belize City has left authorities searching for answers. The lifeless body of an unidentified man was pulled from the sea by Coast Guard personnel as stunned onlookers watched from the foreshore area. It's still unclear how long the body had been in the water before it was found. Tonight, police are asking for your help in identifying him. Commissioner of Police Dr. Richard Rosado says they're hoping someone might recognize the tattoos on the man's arm and come forward with information.
I can confirm that sometime this afternoon a body was discovered behind Bliss Institute. We have still not identified the body as yet, so we're treating it as a death investigation, but we have not confirmed the identity of the person as yet.
Did you receive any missing info that anybody may resemble what you've been able to identify so far? Anybody missing resembling those the physical appearance?
We do know that the individual have several tattoo marks on him. I believe one of the tattoo mark on one of his arm has Anthony on it, but we are still trying to determine who is the individual.
Is it someone, a young person, old?
The individual appears to be in his early 40s, I would say.
The Belize Tax Service is responding to recent criticisms made over its move to become a semi-autonomous revenue authority, better known as SARA. The transition will occur in December. That means current employees will either be reassigned within the public sector or have to apply for a spot in the new system. Now, while the tax service says its staff will get first priority, the Public Service Union isn't convinced. PSU President Dean Flowers is questioning the move, asking what happens to pensions, gratuities, and allowances that workers have earned over the years. We put those concerns directly to Tax Service Director Michelle Longsworth.
As public officers, if you resign from the public service right now, you know what your entitlements are. If you have served 10 years, you are entitled to a gratuity. If you have served 15 years and more, you are entitled to a gratuity and a pension. That remains intact. Nobody will lose if they choose to go over to the SARA. That will be paid to them. That is not taking over service. Okay? If you choose to take early retirement, even now, presently, if you choose to take early retirement, you receive all your benefits if you're over 50 years. That does not change. And every staff member that are public officers, they know how we are governed under the public service regulations, and that does not change.
So while they will be able to retain those after they have resigned and are moving into their new position, what happens to the people that were almost there and they are basically starting from scratch to build up their benefits again? Do they get any sort of compensation?
So that is a discussion that we're having with the Ministry of Finance, and you are speaking to only persons who have, let's say, 5 years to 9 years and 11 months. Those persons who have almost reached 10 years, okay? And those are the persons that we have a list of them. We have determined what it would cost to maybe offer them a compensation package, but that is in discussions with the Ministry of Finance. And once we have a sound approval, or we will then take that to the staff who are in that category, because there's only a small amount in that category.
Come December, the Belize Tax Service is expected to grow by about 40% in staff as it transitions into the new semi-autonomous revenue authority. But with more people on the payroll, naturally, questions are popping up. How will this expansion be funded? And will it really deliver better results? Director Michelle Longsworth says yes. She believes the new system will streamline operations and boost performance across the board. But it's not just about efficiency. There are also concerns about transparency. Some are worried that SARA could open the door to shady spending through government-awarded contracts. Longsworth is challenging that narrative. She says all revenue collected will still go straight into the Consolidated Revenue Fund, meaning SARA won't have the power to spend taxpayers' money. And just to be clear, she adds, SARA won't be a private company. It'll remain under public scrutiny, just like any other government body.
I tend to disagree with that. When you, in any organization, in any business, when you plan, you have to plan for future. You have to be prepared for the future. Having a new organizational structure or a governance structure, we have to take into consideration things that presently as a department, we do not have in place, and we have to ensure that it is in place so that we can properly govern. It does not necessarily mean that immediately on the transition, you will hire all these extra people. Does not necessarily mean that. It means that you're preparing for future changes in your tax landscape. The tax administration has to remain agile. And if we only prepare for next year and some change happens the year after and we have to go back to planning, then it can be said we did not plan properly. So we have to prepare and plan, projecting on how the tax landscape is evolving. That is a responsible way to move forward. If you look at any business, even government as a whole, you have to plan for these things. And if you don't plan, then you plan to fail. I don't know with regards to the contracts that are there. I cannot speak to that, but I don't understand how in terms of SARA you're talking about contracts, which contracts to whom. The SARA will still be responsible to the Ministry of Finance. All the revenue that we are collecting now and we will be collecting under the SARA will remain in the consolidated fund. That does not change. We will have no jurisdiction to spend taxpayers' money. It goes and it remains in the consolidated revenue fund.
The Belize Tax Service is standing firm on its decision to transition into a semi-autonomous revenue authority, saying it's a necessary move to boost efficiency and reliability. But with that announcement came some public concern, especially around the safety of personal data. Well, Director Michelle Longsworth is clearing the air. She says there's no need to worry. Data protection has been a top priority for some time now. In fact, under the current system, the department has already been going through strict international assessments to ensure secure information sharing. And according to Longsworth, that level of scrutiny won't stop once SARA takes over.
We cannot advise the government if we don't have the requisite data. The use of electronic data has actually provided us, now that we're collecting electronic data, to advise the government on certain areas that can impact the public. I like to use the example of the recent and now this month GST-free weekends. We were able to inform the decision making of that by the data we have, because persons now file their data electronically, so it's easy for us to properly analyze those data in order to have some impact on how we advise the policymakers. Tax administrations are facing growing international obligations, from cross-border data exchange to tackling crypto transaction, automatic exchange, a whole other set of requirements from a tax administration, which requires that our staff be equipped to address these obligations as a tax administration. Okay, which means that we have to be in a position where we can invest in our staff to improve so that they can retool and become versed in the services now that we have to provide. we have to be better able to compensate them. We cannot do that under the government model, because at the end of the day, we have to, or we are within the confines of the public service governance structure and the public service salary scale.
Coming up, families save big during GST-free back-to-school rush. More when we return.
Our banknotes are changing, but why did we update them? The central bank continuously assesses the integrity of our banknotes to maintain quality and security. The old series of banknotes has been in circulation for more than the recommended lifespan, which is 7 to 10 years. The new banknotes integrate enhanced security measures to combat counterfeiting, making transactions safer for everyone, giving you the confidence that your money is safe and authentic. Our money should be as strong and secure as our economy, and the new banknotes reflect that commitment. New look, same value, more secure. Learn more at www.centralbank.org.bz. A message from the Central Bank of Belize.
Dengue and Zika alert. Do your part by preventing mosquito breeding. The Ministry of Health reminds the public that as we enter the rainy season, be aware of the dangers of dengue, chikungunya, and Zika. These are infectious diseases that are transmitted by the bite of Aedes aegypti and Aedes albopictus mosquitoes. These mosquitoes are most active in early morning and late afternoon. Activities that should be done to prevent dengue and Zika include: avoid having containers that can collect water in your yard. Cover water storage containers such as drums. Change the water in flower pots every 4 or 5 days. These are ideal breeding sites for the mosquito. With the elimination of breeding sites in and around the yard, dengue and Zika can be avoided. Dengue and Zika begin with sudden onset of high fever. Other signs and symptoms include rash, joint pain, eye pain. The public is also encouraged to use mosquito repellent spray or lotion on the body or clothing. Do your part by preventing mosquito breeding. A health and wellness message from your Ministry of Health.
Get ready for the Ebo Town Festival 2025. The National Celebrations Commission, in collaboration with the Belize City Council and the National Institute of Culture and History, invites you to the annual Ebo Town Festival 2025. Join us after the official Emancipation Day ceremony on Friday, August 1st at the Isaiah Mortar Square, Albert Street West, from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Bring out the entire family for a day filled with live entertainment, cultural displays and handicrafts, an educational emancipation tour, plenty of food and drinks, a free kids zone featuring face painting, cotton candy, snow cones, bouncy house and trampoline, and more. Want to be a part of the action? Secure your booth space today by calling 280-2308 extension 263 or message us on WhatsApp at 673-9055. So mark your calendars, Friday, August 1st from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. at the Isaiah Mortar Square. Let's celebrate freedom, culture, and community together. See you there.
Vote for your favorite KTV contestant by texting the number of votes followed by a space, then your contestant's number, and send it to Smart Code 585. Here are this week's contestants.
And if you're creeping, please don't let it show. Oh, baby, I don't wanna know. The greatest love of all is easy to achieve.
Can I call you Rose? 'Cause your thorns won't let love in too soon.
Some people
until the end. So come on and give me a chance.
Baby, I wish that you would, cause you keep telling me this and telling me that. You say once I'm with you, I'll never go back.
Remember, voting ends on Sunday at midnight. And don't forget to tune in every Tuesday at 8 p.m. only on Greater Belize Media.
Oh man, one more scroll and my data is done.
Wait, who said anything about running out? Smart just dropped a more powerful plan that now includes social media data so you can scroll till your fingers cramp.
Enjoy free social media data now included in our Flex Choice and Select Postpaid plans.
Visit any Smart showroom to sign up today because connectivity just got even better. Smart, bringing people together.
Have you felt like your grocery bill is stretching your wallet a little more than usual? Or maybe your rent's gone up and you're wondering why? There's a reason your wallet feels lighter. The latest Consumer Price Index report is out, and it shows that prices across Belize rose by 1.1% in June compared to last year. Here's where it gets interesting. It's not just food that's getting more expensive. The biggest jump came from housing and fuel, with the cost of a 100-pound cylinder of LPG shooting up by over $13. The silver lining? Fuel prices at the pump actually dipped a bit. So what's going up? What's coming down? And how does your area stack up? News 5's Isani Cayetano takes a closer look.
The latest Consumer Price Index report from the Statistical Institute of Belize shows that prices across the country rose by 1.1% in June compared to the same time last year. But here's what's different this time around. While food usually leads the charge in price hikes, it was actually housing and utilities that drove the biggest increase last month. Think about rent, electricity, and especially cooking gas. The price of a 100-pound cylinder of LPG jumped by over $13, marking the sharpest spike in years. Food and drinks still played a big role though. Non-alcoholic beverages like juices, bottled water, and soft drinks saw some of the steepest increases, up by nearly 8%. Meat prices also edged up, especially beef and chicken, while some veggies like tomatoes and sweet peppers actually got cheaper. Meanwhile, there's a bit of good news for drivers. Fuel prices dropped. Regular gasoline fell by just over $1 per gallon, and diesel prices also dipped. That helped pull down the overall cost of transport by 2.6%. Even though taxi fares in some areas went up. Looking at the bigger picture, San Pedro Town saw the highest inflation rate at 3%, with prices rising across everything from food and rent to personal care and medical services. On the flip side, Independence Village was the only place where prices actually went down by about 1.2%. And if you're wondering about short-term changes, prices from May to June barely budged, down just 0.07%. So, while the year-on-year numbers show a steady climb, the month-to-month shift was minimal. Bottom line, Belizeans are still paying more for essentials, especially at home and at the dinner table. But there are a few bright spots, like cheaper fuel and some falling produce prices. Reporting for News 5, I'm Isani Cayetano.
It's that time of the year. New backpacks are getting filled with fresh notebooks, binders, markers, pencils, and the list goes on. A list that can end up being quite a hefty price, except for 3 days, today, Friday, and Saturday. Those shopping bags can feel a little lighter, at least at the checkout counter. That's because it's a GST-free weekend, back to school edition. This means you can stock up on school supplies without paying that extra 12.5% GST. News 5's Benita Keme Palacio visited a few stores and has the following report.
Back to school shopping kicked off with a bonus today. No GST on school supplies. This weekend and again from August 15th to 17th, families can shop without paying the extra 12.5 general sales tax. It's part of a 2-weekend initiative to ease the cost of preparing for the new school year. We visited a few stores to see how shoppers are taking advantage and how businesses are keeping up with the demand.
Well, we opened from 7:30 this morning, and from we opened, it has been non-stop foot traffic. The line has just been on and on. I think a lot of people were actually waiting for today, and I think on Saturday it might be even more grand because a lot of people won't be at work. For us, what are flying off the shelves are our Samsonite school bags. One main reason, they come with a free ream of paper. The free ream of paper is included on the children's book list. So that is one of our initiatives giving back to the community. So with that, the bag also comes with 1-year warranty as well. So that's another added on it, right? Besides that, we have the crayons and the pencils. Those are moving very fast because we're trying to stick to the same list that GST provided with us, and that's exactly what people are coming for.
So, how do you know what qualifies for GST relief? And how are stores handling questions from customers who may be unsure? We asked the managing director of Stationery House Retail Outlet in Belize City to walk us through it.
So far, it's been going good. A lot of customers are confused about what items are tax-free and what aren't. We did get a flyer from the government of Belize, or actually from the tax department, stating which particular school supplies won't be tax-free for this weekend. We do have our sales clerk walking around and assisting our customers, which we do anyways, but everyone has a flyer with them. So if the customer would ask, for example, if glues and tapes fall under the GST-free weekend deal, then we would just mention that unfortunately that is not GST-free.
Co-manager of Angelos Press Limited, Delia Saldano, says GST-free weekends takes a lot of behind-the-scenes preparation, from staff coordination to system updates. But with the right planning, it's all worth it. Simple changes make a huge difference.
We have a whole account system behind the scenes and so forth, so everything was set in the system ahead of time. And what we did on each shelf, like as you can see here, we have them labeled so the customers can see the ones that are GST free. So that was a little smooth transition for us.
Whether you're running a store or filling a backpack, there's one thing both sides agree on. This tax break is a good thing.
It's very, 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 very good. I think it's something that if we can maybe do every year, it would be a good thing,
I would really like that a lot more items would be posted on the list. For example, pens, mat sets, T-squares. We do still have a lot of items that are unfortunately not tax-free this weekend, and they do fall under school supplies.
Every penny counts, so anything we can save.
Okay, so how many kids are you shopping for?
Mainly for her, a little for him because he's starting preschool.
Benita Keme Palacio, 4 News 5.
It was a chilling incident that rocked Lake Independence last November. Well-known cab driver Sean Ortiz was fatally stabbed during a confrontation outside a popular hangout spot. He was just about to leave when a heated argument with 3 men turned deadly. One stab wound ended his life. Now, months later, there's a major development. The Director of Public Prosecutions has ordered the release of 3 of the 4 men who were being held in pretrial detention. Kyle Domingo, Gasman Jones, and Police Constable Peter Perez were all jointly charged along with Charles Brown last November. But in a surprising turn of events, the DPP's office has dropped all charges against the trio without giving a reason in court. Sources close to the case suggest that the 3 may now be key witnesses against Brown, who remains behind bars. This morning, the men appeared before Magistrate Ludlow Black and walked out of court with the news they'd been hoping for. Charges dropped and their freedom restored. After years of wear and tear, Home Affairs Minister Karim Musa says the long overdue renovations to the Raccoon Street Police Station headquarters are finally on the horizon. In just a few weeks, the building could be getting a brand new roof. Yes, a real roof. something the multi-floor structure has been missing for far too long. And while that's the short-term plan, the long-term vision is ambitious. An entirely new facility that could house up to 300 officers. But that, Musa says, will take future budgeting and maybe even some help from international partners.
In a month or two, you can come back here and we'll have a roof on this building, because we are just waiting for the Ministry of Finance to give the go-ahead. Construction will start thereafter for the roof, and I don't think that we'll be having that issue, but that is the short-term plan. I know that we were looking at possibly renting other buildings, but like I said, the amount of square footage that we're looking at, you're going to be paying somewhere between $20,000 to $30,000 a month in rent. But that's not the direction we're going to go at this point. We can do the repairs to this building. It's going to save us a lot of money just to do those repairs, and then of course to deal with the mold situation in the building. So that is the short-term plan. Long-term plan, to house 300 people, we would need a brand new building. And we will just have to start working on that for future budgets or soliciting from our partners, international partners.
After the break, beloved teacher battles kidney disease with strength and heart. But first, here's the latest weather update from the Belize Met Service.
Nuestros billetes están cambiando, pero ¿por qué los actualizamos? El Banco Central evalúa continuamente la integridad de nuestros billetes para mantener la calidad y la seguridad. La serie anterior de billetes han estado en circulación por más del tiempo de vida recomendado, que es de 7 a 10 años. Los nuevos billetes integran medidas de seguridad mejoradas para combatir la falsificación, haciendo las transacciones más seguras para todos, dándoles la confianza de que su dinero es seguro y auténtico. Nuestro dinero debe ser tan fuerte como nuestra economía, y los nuevos billetes reflejan ese compromiso. Nueva imagen, mismo valor, más seguros. Para obtener más información, visite www.centralbank.org.bz. Un comunicado del Banco Central de Belice.
Temperatures are rising, but the prices are dropping fast. From beach days to backyard barbecues, Cellular World has everything you need to stay connected, entertained, and ahead of the curve. Crank up the music with JBL speakers. Watch every play in a crystal clear action on a new Samsung TV, or stay productive with reliable Dell devices, all from your trusted authorized distributor. How low can you go? Try smartphones just for $119. Tablets at $129. TVs starting at only $379. Gadgets, computers, printers, appliances, and office office equipment at the best price. Visit us today at your favorite Cellular World location, Belize City, Belmopan, Orange Walk, or San Pedro, and find great deals, trusted brands, and a summer you will never forget.
This is the new era of the Mexican Caribbean. A whole spectrum of colors and hues, multi-dimensional cuisine, holographic beaches. The true new era is within you.
Stop wasting your time and money. Come to Publix, where every dollar counts. So why shop anywhere else? Find the freshest fruits and vegetables handpicked for your family. Need something quick and delicious? Our ready-made rotisserie chicken is hot and ready to go. And with Publix Rewards, you'll save big while shopping for everything you love and need. Publix, fresh, affordable, for you.
Serving Belizean families for 27 years.
This is where blue innovation meets green ambition and orange creativity thrives. Join us for the Belize Investment Summit 2025, September 3rd to 5th at the Sunset Carib in San Pedro. This is the future of regional integration, and it starts here. Whether you're returning home, expanding regionally, or entering new markets, Belize welcomes you. Why Belize? Why now? Belize Investment Summit 2025. Bridging markets, building resilience. September 3rd to 5th, Sunset Carib, San Pedro. Visit investmentsummit.bz to register and be part of shaping the investment frontier.
As Belizeans prepare to mark Emancipation Day 2025, a powerful new art exhibit is being unveiled at the Belize City House of Culture. It's a moving blend of history, creativity, and youthful perspective, featuring 29 original paintings by third-form students from Ecumenical High School in Dangriga. These young artists poured their hearts into exploring the themes of slavery and emancipation, offering raw, personal reflections through their brushstrokes. The exhibit, a collaboration between the Institute of Creative Arts and the Museum of Belize, was inspired by the depth and emotion the students brought to their Belizean Studies project. According to Kim Vasquez, the artwork was just too powerful not to share with the wider public. And now, it's part of this year's Emancipation Day commemoration.
Yes, we are here at the Museum of Belizean Art at the House of Culture, the Belize City House of Culture, where the Institute of Creative Arts and the Museum of Belize are partnered with Ecumenical High School from Stan Creek to bring to the public a new exhibit. This exhibit is the work of third form students from Ecumenical. This was a Belizean Studies project that they did, and in speaking with the Principal Lawrence, and one of the history teachers teachers there, Miss Christie, they told us that, you know, this project had been something that the students had been put a lot of reflection into, and they were really proud of the outcome of it. And so once we heard about it and we saw it, we said that this would just fit perfectly with everything that we're trying to do for Emancipation Day. And so we're very pleased to unveil the exhibit tomorrow, right after the official ceremony for Emancipation Day here at the House of Culture. Everyone will be invited to come up and view the exhibit.
The exhibition opens this Friday and will remain on display through the end of August. So if you're in the city, it's definitely worth a visit. This afternoon, the Yabra Green basketball court in Belize City turned into a hub of hope and generosity. The Belize Police Department rolled out its annual school bag giveaway, and it was all smiles as 300 fully stocked backpacks were handed out to students in need. Leading the charge were the Commissioner of Police, Dr. Richard Rosado, and Minister of Home Affairs, Karim Musa, who personally helped distribute the bags, 150 for high schoolers and another 150 for primary school students. Beyond the backpacks, it's a step toward empowering young minds and bridging the gap between law enforcement and the community.
Anybody could tell me why they're special? Nobody? Where? Because you are unique. That's good. And if you are unique, you are talent, you have dreams, you have desire, and you have the power to accomplish what you want. And today, through our friends from Crime Stoppers, the school bags that will be distributed today is basically a symbol to say, you know what? We believe in you. We believe in you as a community. We believe in you that you can accomplish your dreams.
Are you excited today? Everybody want to go back to school? Aye, that's exactly how I may feel to not feel no way. Did you enjoy your summer break? How many of you were at a summer camp this year? Let me see you raise your hands. What kind of summer camp were you in this year? Cadet. A youth cadet. How many cadets we have here today? Awesome. Anybody wants to come show us their foot drill that they learned over the summer?
We have our community policing officers from across Eastern Division, Belize District, who have been working with the communities, and they were tasked to identify these kids today.
Why?
Along with the schools, with the community, and with the parents.
Why is it important for the police to partner with Crime Stoppers for this back to school initiative?
I personally believe it's a symbolic sign. It is a symbolic show of, you know, of community appreciation, saying, you know what, that we are with the kids, we are along with them, supporting their journey, supporting their education, showing them that education is a path to success.
When we return, beloved teacher battles kidney disease with strength and heart.
God with Pastor Gino Jennings of the First Church of Our Lord Jesus Christ every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. exclusively on Channel 5 Belize. The Truth of God with Pastor Gino Jennings every Sunday at 8 a.m. on Channel 5 Belize.
ready for back to school with Benny's B-Books. We have limited edition Benny's exercise and composition books, just in time for the new school year. Get 6 composition books for 5 B-Bucks and 12 exercise books for only 2 B-Bucks. Benny's and B-Bucks, getting you ready for back to school.
We are ready for back to school. Are you?
Oh man, one more stroll and my data is done.
Wait, who said anything about running out? Smart just dropped a more powerful plan that now includes social media data so you can scroll till your fingers cramp.
Enjoy free social media data now included in our Flex Choice and Select postpaid plans.
Visit any Smart showroom to sign up today because connectivity just got even better. Smart, bringing people together.
The Belize Carnival Association presents Miss Carnival Junior, Miss Carnival Senior, and for the first time ever, Mr. Carnival 2025. Mr. Carnival 2025. It's all happening at the Belize City Civic Center on Saturday, August 2nd, 2025. Bring your squad, bring your flags, and come rep your favorite band. Expect talent, drama, costume, and pure carnival vibes. Admission $20 for adults, $5 for kids. Don't like the bleachers? Snag a VIP table for $175. Comes with a bottle of wine and 5 tickets. Showtime is 5 p.m. sharp. Don't miss out. This is Carnival history in the making.
We have exciting news for you. RFNG Life Insurance is now officially in your town. Now, you can visit our office to pay your life insurance premiums or speak to our dedicated agent, Mayeli, about securing your future with the right coverage.
Hi, my name is Mayeli Hoy, your designated agent here at RFNG Life in the Cayo District. I'm here to help you explore your options, answer your questions, and find the perfect policy for you and your loved one.
Whether you're looking for life insurance, critical illness coverage, or future saving plans, we've got you covered. Take the first step towards securing a stable and prosperous financial future for you and your family. RFNG Life Insurance, now in Cayo. And don't miss our upcoming health fair on July 19, 2025, happening at the Cayo Welcome Center from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Come on out and learn more about how we can support your journey to a healthier and more secure future.
Tonight, we bring you a story that's all about strength, perseverance, and the power of a positive spirit. It's the journey of 44-year-old Godfrey Sosa, a name many students at Belize High School know well. He's the go-to guy for all things tech and robotics. But what many may not know is that for the past 2 decades, Sosa has been quietly battling kidney disease. 3 days a week, while most of us are going about our routines, he's at the Carl Huchner Memorial Hospital receiving life-saving dialysis treatment. Yet, he continues to show up for his students, his school, and his passion for teaching. Earlier today, we sat down with Sosa and the dedicated team at the hemodialysis unit to learn more about what it takes to live beyond a diagnosis. News 5's Brittany Gordon brings us this inspiring story in this week's episode of Belize on Real.
Imagine being just 24 years old, standing on the edge of your future.
about to graduate with a degree in information technology. That was Godfrey Sosa back in 2005, young, ambitious, and ready to take on the world. But life had other plans. Out of nowhere, he was hit with a diagnosis that would change everything: kidney disease. In an instant, his dreams were interrupted by a reality he never saw coming. Today, Sosa is not only a respected educator at Belize High School, he's also a fighter, living with his condition for the past 20 years. Earlier, he sat down with us to share the moment he first heard the news and how he's managed to keep going both in and out of the classroom.
Mr. Sosa, I'm sorry to inform you, but you have kidney failure. No, I have no idea what kidney failure was. I didn't even know what that was, because I had no direct symptoms that would indicate that. So, the first time you hear that and they're telling you, okay, you either have to do a transplant or you will have to go on dialysis. Hearing that, you were still in denial. I went to 3 different clinics just to verify if what they said was true, and yeah, it was true. So it was really heart-wrenching because I was young. I had my whole life ahead of me.
His family couldn't afford dialysis or a transplant, but after a heartfelt plea to the public, help came through. The donor, his own father. For a while, things looked up, but 6 years later, the kidney failed. That's when Sosa began treatment at the Carl Huchner Memorial Hospital. Despite it all, he stayed committed to teaching. Michelle Casimiro, who manages the hemodialysis unit, says Sosa works hard to balance his job and his health, and he does it with quiet determination.
When people think of dialysis, they think of dialysis as a death sentence. It's the end. I can no longer function. I can no longer live. I'm hooked up to this machine forever. But that's not what we treat. That's not how we treat our patient here. What he does, he still works. He goes to school in the morning and he comes here in the afternoon. He does his treatment, and ideally, I believe the treatment is sufficient for him that most of the time he even goes back to work.
Sosa receives dialysis treatment 3 times a week, 4 hours at a time. There, he is hooked up to a machine that purifies his blood and pumps it back into his system. Fortunately, at the KHMH, 2 of the 3 weekly sessions are subsidized by the government. It's a tiring ordeal, but as Sosa explains, he does it because he wants to live.
It is definitely a mindset that you have to start, developing for yourself in terms of knowing that this is your lifeline now. If you want to live, there are adjustments that you will have to make to be able to carry out what you need to do.
For the past 15 years, Godfrey Sosa has been a teacher at Belize High School, but he's also a mentor, a role model, and a source of inspiration. And while he's been shaping young minds in the classroom, he's also been quietly fighting a personal battle. His students adore him, not just for his tech and robotic lessons, but for his resilience. Over the years, they've even raised funds to support his treatment. And it's not just at school where he's appreciated. Marla Suazo, one of his nurses, says Sosa brings the same passion for education to the hospital, where he's just as admired for his strength and spirit.
He tries his best. Well, he does his best. Let me not use try. He does his best. And he makes sure that he reaches for his treatment, and he listens when the nurse tells him, okay, you need to cut back on your sodium intake, you need to cut back on your phosphorus intake. He does listen when it comes to that. So, yes. And he does try to educate patients. When we have new patients here, he does try and assist them like, okay, yes, you need to listen to the nurse, and yes, you need to do this.
Sosa's initial diagnosis brought a dark cloud over his life, unsure of where to go and what to do. But over time, he began to see the light again and has now formed a close bond with his nurses and fellow patients. Through this disease, he's found community.
Our chair is not a chair for just dialysis treatment. It's a therapeutic chair. It's like when you go to the barber shop or when you go to the beauty parlor, everything is said in here. The patient have built a bond because they see one another 3 times for the week. And so what they do along with the staff is that this chair, they sit and they discuss the issues that they're going through, and the nurses will advise them. So basically my dialysis nurses are not only dialysis nurses, they're the therapists, they're the psychiatrists, they're the nutritionists, they're everything in one.
Godfrey uses his story as a shining example for other patients that life goes on despite a diagnosis.
Especially for new patients that come in. I was there once, not, feeling down, feeling that there's no purpose, feeling that, man, I have to be stuck here, and how do I cope with the fluid restriction? How do I cope with the dietary restrictions, things like that. So, if they hear it from someone who has been here for this amount of time, it could add as a motivation for them to say, you know what, if he can do it, I can do it.
The hemodialysis unit at the Carl Huchner Memorial Hospital is doing all it can, but right now it's at full capacity, treating 21 patients with kidney disease. That means no new patients can be taken in at the moment. Still, the team isn't giving up hope. Their vision is to one day expand their services and help more Belizeans get the care they need, ideally, even before the disease reaches its critical stages. Brittany Gordon for News 5.
Up next, screwworm cases spread to wildlife in Belize.
Oh man, one more stroll and my data is done.
Wait, who said anything about running out? Smart just dropped a more powerful plan that now includes social media data so you can scroll till your fingers cramp.
Enjoy free social media data now included in our Flex Choice and Select Postpaid plans.
Visit any Smart showroom to sign up today because connectivity just got even better. Smart, bringing people together.
Vote for your favorite KTV contestant by texting the number of votes followed by a space, then your contestant's number, and send it to Smart Code 585. Here are this week's contestants.
And if you're creeping, please don't let it show. Oh, baby, I don't wanna know. The greatest love of all.
Can I call you Rose? 'Cause your thorns won't let love in too soon.
Some people want it all, but I don't want nothing at all. If it ain't you, baby, if I ain't got you, babe, walk that mile until the end. So come on and give me a chance.
Baby, I wish that you would, 'cause you keep telling me this and telling me that. You say once I'm with you, I'll never go back.
Remember, voting ends on Sunday at midnight, and don't forget to tune in every Tuesday at 8 p.m. only on Greater Belize Media.
Hail the Jaguar, raise the Jaguar, come on. Every team now time to defend. It's not the BPBL.
The Belize Premier Basketball League, powered by Benny Center, brings to you a weekend like none other. A time when the biggest and brightest stars in the BPBL and in our society gets an opportunity to showcase their talent. It's the BPBL All-Star Weekend.
BPBL, right now, are the hottest league in a Belize.
On Thursday, July 31 at the Belize Civic Center at 7:30, we'll see the top guards in the BPBL competing for who will be the Mirage Belize Skills Challenge champion. Then at 8:30 in the night, let's get ready to rumble! The top positive and influencing models in our society will have an opportunity to compete in the BPBL Celebrity Game. Team Tony Leslie versus Team Santiago Castillo Sr. Who will be the last man standing in this mega celebrity game?
We are the last man standing.
The future of the BPBL will take center stage when the top under 21 stars will do battle against the top aspiring stars in the BPBL to see who will be the top dog in the league.
This is why I'm hot.
And then on Friday, August 1 at the Belize Civic Center, also beginning at 7:30 p.m., the top hot shooters in the league will compete in the Power Stout 3-point shootout. Who will be the BPBL 3-point champion? Followed by the high-flying dunkers from the BPBL, battling to see who will be the 2025 Cellular World Slam Dunk champion.
If you are what you say you are, a superstar.
Then at 9:30 p.m., the top 24 superstars in the league will go to war to see which division is the strongest. Competing in the V Department All-Star Classic. Is it the Tony Leslie Mayan division or the Santiago Castillo Senior Toucan division? BPBL. Bring out the entire family this Thursday and Friday at the Belize Civic Center, starting at 7:30 p.m. for a weekend of all-star activities. Parents, bring your kids at the Civic Center on Tuesday, July 29 at 1 in the afternoon for a BPBL All-Star Camp hosted by the All-Star Players. BPBL, welcome to the jungle. Sponsors.
Get ready, football fans. The Premier League of Belize is kicking off what could be its most exciting season yet. League President Ian Haylock officially launched a 2025 to 2026 championship tournament. And it's bigger than scoring goals. It's about growth. From boosting digital visibility to upgrading stadiums and locking in key partnerships, the league is stepping up its game. Haylock says they're making real progress in transparency, structure, and even gaining international recognition, with a major nod from FIFA to prove it. With the season kicking off this Saturday, officials are calling on fans, players, and supporters to rally behind the sport and be part of this new era for Belizean football.
Today, we celebrate another major accomplishment with the launch of the Premier League of Belize official website, www.plbd1.com. This marks a significant milestone in our digital and commercial transformation. This platform will serve as a digital home for everything in the PLB, such as fixtures, results, stats, player profiles, league news, and multimedia content. More importantly, it opens the door to increase fan engagement, transparency, commercial opportunities for our club and sponsors. One of the most significant developments in our league's recent history was the recent signing of a multi-year international sponsorship agreement with Golte, making them the official matchball partner of the Premier League of Belize. So in essence, the league will primarily play with only Golte, and every club will be given that opportunity to ensure that quality match balls are given to each club, and it becomes the official and only league ball for the Premier League of Belize.
Pet owners and livestock farmers, listen up. There's a growing threat you need to know about. Screwworm cases are on the rise again in Belize, and now, for the first time, the deadly parasite has been found in our wildlife. 2 howler monkeys in the Cayo district recently tested positive for New World screwworm, marking a troubling milestone. Since the first case was detected in January, over 160 infections have been confirmed across the country. This afternoon, we spoke with Dr. Isabel Paquette Durand from the Belize Wildlife and Referral Clinic, who gave us more insight into the outbreak and what you can do to protect your animals.
We have treated, so we have sadly received another case already that could not be treated because it was too severe. The one from Monday evening, however, is still under treatment. He is unfortunately still very much in critical condition because the injuries were all the way down to the bone, and we are still trying our very best to stabilize this monkey. But the prognosis is still very questionable. By now, very much in the Cayo district and in most districts, minus the Corozal district, I think it is becoming more and more numerous. So the authority on this is Baja, who has the numbers of cases that are reported to them in the different districts and species as well. So it's been going on, and it continues to spread, unfortunately.
So what is the recommendation to the public, given the large number of cases that we're seeing right now?
Well, the recommendation is to check your animal every day, because the best way to protect us and wildlife here is to keep our domestic animals free of any wounds, and if there are any wounds, to treat those wounds. And if there are any wounds with larvae or worms in them, then immediately call your nearest vet, who can help with treatment, because the disease is very much treatable, but it needs to be found early and quick, because it only takes 1 week on the animal to develop fully.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at greaterbelize.com, on our Facebook, and on YouTube. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us. And remember to stay tuned as Noticiero Cinco Semanal starts next. From all of us here at News 5, have a happy and safe weekend.